Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Grand Life scenario. The goal here is to basically teach you guys what are the differences between Ment and Grand Life, what is going to be the meta game during this period of time, and what are the craziest changes that I must take note of for the move to the new scenario. So that is the purpose here. We will try to keep it short, but I don't think I can because it's a very big thing to understand. First off, we will talk about the scenario length. I know a lot of you quit the game or pause the game or burned out of the game like crazy just because Ment is literally 1 hour long and you're not guaranteed a reward at the end of every single run because it is a roguelike game. With that in mind, the difference between Ment and Grand Life is that Grand Life is shorter, as simple as that. In Ment, you needed to basically race a lot. Racing, click a lot of buttons, go through the shop, check the shop, buy the thing, check the race that you need to do, blah blah blah, right? Grand Life has a shop, but there is zero racing. There is no need to race at all. So that's the humongous advantage that Grand Life has. It's a very similar amount of time to something like the Unity Cup. The more comfortable you are with the scenario, the faster you can clear the scenario, the faster you understand when you want to reset the scenario if it is not going to be a very good horse at the end of it. It is very similar to Aharu, as it is basically rainbow clicking plus getting a bonus for rainbow clicking. So in our case, instead of fireballs in the Unity Cup scenario, you will be clicking rainbows to farm money, tokens that you can spend on songs and lessons. So that is something we will talk about later on. But the idea here is very similar to Unity Cup. You'll be clicking rainbows all the time and there's very little extra room for squeezing in extra races as you'll be clicking tokens for a humongous amount of the scenario, right? So since race bonus has fallen significantly down the tier list, it is basically going to be a new priority for the cards. The cards that are very good in this scenario are cards with very good specialty priority, cards with very good friendship bonus, cards with very good starting bond. You also want to try to hunt down cards that have SP bonus on them, as SP is king during this scenario. But you also need to hunt down bonuses that help you hit certain stat lines. For example, there's a new power conservation mechanic. If you need to get a lot of power, the main way is usually by clicking your speed button. So if your speed card comes with a power bonus, it's going to be very valuable, or have a very high training effectiveness, so that when you click the speed button, you will get a lot of extra power just by clicking it, right? So cards like Kitasan Black, the classic, is back in the super meta options. Kitasan Black is very good as her starting bond is 30 and her specialty priority is 100. That is very hard to find a replacement for, and she is very good here, on top of giving you Professor of Curvature. Her friendship bonus is only 20%, but don't worry about that. That 20% will be buffed by the scenario. You also have like cards that are more recent. Esmaru's speed card, Taiki Shuttle speed card, Pico Pegasus, also a very good speed card here. Cards that give you very fat stats, have good specialty priority, have decent starting bond, are very valuable in this scenario. So just take note of that. Rainbows are king, and a lot of your old cards like Nishino Power, your Marvelous Sunday Power are falling off drastically as they do not have any significant stats that are relevant here, right? They only have race bonus. So next, we want to talk about parent farming. Another thing that people hate about Ment is that when you grind parents in Ment, it is manual, you're not rewarded all the time, and it is very long sometimes. So in the new meta game of farming parents, you still can do Ment if you want to. Ment is the king of manual parent farming. Ment Spark, the Ment Scenario Spark, is one of the best sparks in the game because it gives you stamina and guts. So you want to grab that scenario spark to pass down to your lineage if possible. So it's still a very good scenario to farm parents in, and in addition, Ment allows you to race every single race without any career restrictions, and also has new dirt races. Well, all of them have dirt races, but basically new dirt races for everyone means that you want to try to force aptitude for dirt to be very good as well, right? So just take note of that for all of the parent farming characters. Ment is very good for manual parent farming, but there's also a new way to parent farm. The new way to parent farm is using the new autoplay system, the background play system. The background play is you pay energy, the game plays it for you. Well, it's not really playing, it's like simulating, but never mind. What it's doing is basically generating you a horse that has stat lines, that has skill points, and then a bunch of skills that you probably would have gotten. This is just a rough explanation. I'm sure my editors will actually give me the actual information to explain it to you later. But essentially, this autoplay system is very good for casual players, for more casual competitive players as well, right? You can go to Ura, autoplay it there, and you grind the Ura skill, like your passion skills, and then pass that down into your Grand Life parents in the future, right? You can autoplay your Grand Life parents in Grand Life. They will automatically get SS rank. they will get 600 into every single stat, so they will get a chance of getting a very good spark already, and then you get a bunch of skill points and a generated amount of skills, right? So there is a lot of different things you can do here. You can farm great-great-grandparents in Ura, in Unity Cup, in, well, not Man is still pretty bad for it, but all Grand Life. And then you just pass down all these sparks into your future Grand Life autoplay parents, and then you can just use that on one side of your parenting line, and then go and borrow some super sweaty guys, Man parents, and then just make a nice little pancake on your horse, which makes them very, very strong already, right? So this really helps a lot in allowing Umamusume to be a more casual-ish experience, which is very good, right? I'm sure even the sweaty people also need some little bit of a break here, and some days is very, very busy, so there's no time to actually go and grind the game. Then autoplay can also clear your daily, so it's perfect, right? A perfect blend of a good system for just making it accessible for everyone in this game. In addition to that, in the differences between Ment and Grand Life, a very big one is the stat cap increase. In Ment, your cap was 1200 speed, for example, but in Grand Life, your speed is now 1600, an extra 400 speed, which is going to be very impactful, but there is a restriction to it. The 1600 speed is not actually 1600 speed. It is 1600, and then you minus it by 1200, 400 divided that by 2, now you get extra 200 speed. Yeah, so every single speed you get above 1200 is halved. So that means that 1600 speed is actually only 1400 speed. But if you think about it, if can a man horse 1200 speed versus 1400 speed, I think it's very difficult for a man horse to beat a Grand Life horse. And that is the fact I want to impart to you guys. You will be fighting 1600 speed horses a lot of times, alright? So that's why Grand Life is going to be very meta, and we will all try to get 1500 speed or higher, as high as possible, to the moon if we have to, right? In addition to that, because of the speed increase, stamina must be higher to maintain top speed longer. So because of that, this new speed cap increase means all stamina must be higher. In addition, Grand Life does not give you free stamina like Ment. In Ment, you can race and get stamina books, so it's actually very easy to get the stamina from just the scenario itself, right? But Grand Life doesn't give you that benefit. It will not give you free stats. You must do it yourself. That's why sometimes you might need to actually go and put a stamina card into your deck, just because your horse straight up cannot survive a medium race. Yes, medium is very painful already for stamina. You can try to shove a bunch of stamina sparks, and then shove a bunch of man sparks, and then pray, right? You can do stuff like that as well, if you're willing to go and gamble on those if you want to. But for a lot of casual people, for maybe 80% of the audience, I would say you are all Super Creek users, right? If no Super Creek, no choice. Beg for Tosin Jordan speed, beg for Rice Shower power, beg for McQueen stamina. Use whatever you can find to give yourself the stamina that you need. In addition to that, you also have Murmur coming back into the super meta. You can now debuff people to hell in this scenario, okay? Even Exmasuguri is not immune to double Murmur. She can tank it quite a bit, but she cannot tank all of it. If you all bring Murmurs and you all nuclear bomb the Exmasuguri at the same time, there's no shot you're alive at the end of it. Especially with the addition of Swimsuit Ghost Ship. Swimsuit Ghost Ship allows you to increase the consistency of Murmur. That is even more crazy. It even allows you to do Stamina Siphon plus Murmur if you're crazy like that. Alright, it can allow you to do many stupid things. And of course, speed debuffers are very strong now, because Dominator can shoot everywhere, from sprint to mile to medium to long. Keen Eye is a +1 current speed debuff that also works on medium or long anywhere because of this 564. Swimsuit Ghost Ship is once again terrorizing the meta game, and she's not even on the field. She is literally in the parenting department. So it's crazy how Ghost Ship has redefined this meta game right now. The meta for now is really going to be very heavy on the debuffer side, and if you do not like that, I understand. It's just going to be something that you must accept. Besides that, there's also going to be the talk about the actual rainbow mechanics. So this one's going to be mainly related to the token mechanic, which is the main mechanic for Grand Line. Rainbows are associated with this. The way this new mechanic works is that there is tokens that you can get for clicking the different facilities. For example, for speed, you have a 60% chance to get the blue token, your dance token. You have a 30% chance to get your yellow token. The yellow token is going to be your, I believe, visual token, right? And there's a 10% chance to get anything else. Stamina is going to be red token, pink token. Power is going to be pink token, purple token, and blah blah blah. There is a whole list that my editors will probably slap onto the screen here that you can refer to, but otherwise, that is the way to farm these tokens that are used as currency to buy songs and lessons. The reason why we want to click click rainbows is because rainbow straight up doubles the amount of tokens you can get. If you click a non-rainbow, you only get one type of token, right? But if you click a rainbow, you get two types of tokens, doubling the amount of tokens you get, although they will be of different colors. Doesn't matter. You still want to always farm as many tokens as possible because it's very relevant for buying a bunch of lessons and songs. Songs give you straight up buffs, and that is why it's very important to try to farm these tokens. Take note of this list here, and there will be a spreadsheet for you to refer to if you need to know how much tokens you need for a specific song, right? After that, there's going to be specific skills. Skills are going to be acquired through the same way as your Unity Cup. There is one at the end of the scenario if you win all of it, called I Want to Win With You. This will increase your target speed and acceleration. This is very good, as it is basically similar to Radiant Star, but it's also not something that you highly prioritize. You should aim for your core mid legs, your core excels, your core finishing speed skills, and then you consider whether you want to pick up this +1 gambling skill. Up to you, right? There's also going to be additional links to the characters such as Smart Falcon, Bourbon, Suzuka, and Tachyon. This means that if you bring Mihono Bourbon with card, for example, you can actually give horses like Kita-san an additional concentration skill, as that is the correlated skill that's associated with her, right? Then after that, you also have Smart Falcon. She gives you full speed, which is a dirt speed skill. Science Suzuka gives you Track Blazer, which is a random mid-leg recovery, and Tachyon gives you Come What May, which is a medium skill. The standard choice is also going to give you Lane Legend Domain, which is very nice for the Team Trial characters, because those Team Trial characters just want positioning skills, as they are very cheap go skills. Okay, so that is the skills department here. Let's move on into the meat of the scenario, the lessons and songs, but in depth. So lessons, these are your practice sessions. They cost a small amount of tokens, and the type of tokens is randomized. So you might get one which is going to be Da and Vi, you might get one which is Pa and Vi, for example, right? You want to use your surplus or spare tokens on these, and you want to make sure you have enough of the tokens to buy a major song. So let's say if you are targeting a certain song, you want to make sure you have enough storage of your resource, and then you try to use the excess or the ones that you don't plan to use now, and then you pray that song appears later, right? That is the idea here. And then after that, you want to go and buy a major song after you do this practice session, right? These major songs have very significant buffs. Friendship bonus, straight up friendship bonus. Specialty priority, straight up again, and can also give you very strong flat stat bonuses like speed bonus, SP bonus. These are very high priority songs to go and aim for. There is a list of all the meta ones that you're aiming for, so you don't have to think about all the rest of them. We clearly know which ones are the best, so you can just copy paste and just follow, right? Then other than that, you can also get, I believe, skill hint chance, so that will allow you to get more exclamation marks, which is also something that is more of a bonus rather than a major thing, right? The most important ones are going to be friendship bonus, your speed bonuses, your SP bonuses. Those are going to be the main ones. There is a certain number of lessons you need to take in order to get a song. We will use the year 1 initial pattern to explain this to you. For example, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 2, right? You don't need to remember the rest of the 4, 4, 2, 2. So you have first song, right? The first song is acquired by doing 1 lesson. Then the 2. Then you do 2 lessons, then you get 1 more song. Then after that, you do 3 lessons, then you get 1 more song. And then you do 4 lessons to get the 4th song. Then you need to do another 4 lessons to get the 5th song, and onwards and onwards and onwards, right? Most of the time, most of your runs, you're aiming for the 4th song. You can try to squeeze the 5th, but it's sometimes super duper expensive, to the point that it's very unreasonable to expect that every single time, right? After that, we have the year 2 pattern. The year 2 pattern is similar to the year 1 pattern, except that it's just 2, 2, 2 the entire way, right? It's 2 lessons into 1 song, 2 lessons, 1 song, 2 lessons, 1 song. Then when you go to the 4th song, then it becomes 4 song. You want to go for 5 song, then it's 5 lessons to get the 5 song. So usually people aim for number 4 again, right? So the ideal pattern that you're aiming for here is trying to go for 4 songs in the first year, 4 songs in the second year, and then after that go for every other song that gives you valuable friendship bonuses. That's the idea here, right? So with that in mind here, there's a few more minor min-maxes that you might want to note down. You keep every song that you've bought forever. You will not keep it for the next run, obviously, but you use it for the entire second year, you use it for the entire third year. That's why the first year is very important, as all of your songs in the first year will carry over to year 2, year 3, right? So very important, prioritize good songs first year, get as many as possible, bring it over. Then there's also something called partial progress. Let's say I want to aim for the 4th song. There are 4 lessons that I need to do to hit the 4th song. If I only do 2 practice sessions, then I end the year and do the grand lives, the finale play song, for example, you will actually lose those 2 sessions. So there is a bit of a risk-reward decision. You can try to push for the 4th song, or you be more conservative and save your tokens and then use the tokens to buy more songs on the 2nd year instead, right? That will not be super snowbally, but it will allow you to continue playing the run. It's up to you. Some people really will only continue the run if they hit 4 songs in their 1st year, and that's for the ultra min-maxers. But for lazy people, you may want to consider doing something like a 3 song, right? Just so you can play the game a bit more relaxing. Then other than that, there are 2 notable songs that I want to tell you guys to must memorize and must aim for. That is Yume wo Kakeru and Grow Up Shine. These 2 songs are mandatory buys, as they straight up give you 2 skill points and 3 skill points respectively. You may consider memorizing the token cost just so you will immediately grab them the moment you see them. That is the 2 major songs that I want you guys to recognize here, right? Skill point bonus, super duper hard to find, and they straight up give it to you in 2 songs. If you see it, you should try your greatest to delay or just grab it as the highest priority song. That's the idea here. You can check the community resource, aka GameTora, for the full breakdown of exact numbers for all of the different songs that you're looking for. But the mode itself is actually very simple. Once you know the songs that you're aiming to buy, once you kind of remember what tokens are required for the songs you're looking to buy, right? That's the idea here. Okay, take note for the 3rd year, the final year, is that there is no reason to save your tokens anymore. It's similar to Ment. All those extra money will disappear once you finish the scenario, so you should just buy every single lesson, every single song. Even if the song does not lead to even if the lessons don't lead to a song, you should still buy it anyway, because there's literally no reason to save those tokens anymore. Okay, other than that, let's go to the sample deck. The meta decks that are going to be run here will want to try to shove in 2 awesome speed cards, 2 SSRs, followed by Light Hello mandatory card. Can be the SSR version. I would highly recommend 1 LB SSR for casual players or more budget friendly players. Then there's going to be some flexible slots here that you can slot in extra wit cards or stamina cards if you have no other choice. Stamina is going to be a very significant thing during Grand Life. Take note of the power of Super Creek here, alright? There will be a rerun banner for her. You may want to consider pulling for that banner when it comes. Okay, in closing, this should just cover most of the common questions about Grand Life. There will be a follow-up video in the form of walkthroughs, or if you have any crazy or very important questions that you ask in the comment section, I may consider making a follow-up video for it. But the scenario is mostly going to be relaxing for the casual players. It's actually very popular in Japan because it was basically Idolmaster, and there's a fair amount of RNG in the min-maxing. So for those of you who really want to make the bestest horse possible during this scenario, it is quite difficult and requires a lot of re-rolling. So a lot of us may not push to that min-max level, but if you just relax, the scenario is actually very, very good. Then in general, you just need to understand the rough idea here. You just click the rainbow, you watch something on the side, and then there's no actual like planning for this turn, what do I need to specifically do this turn, nothing like that. It's just farm a bunch of tokens, buy the song you're looking for, and just keep going. It's a maybe 40-minute run, or sometimes even a 30-minute run if you're super duper fast with it. Okay, so it's going to be a nice change of pace from the make a new track scenario. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. Any questions are welcome in the Discord, or you can join me on my Twitch or YouTube live streams, or if you have a desperate question to ask, you can also DM me on Ko-fi. Otherwise, that's it guys, thanks for watching, good luck with the Grand Life scenario, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye bye.